Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming. I hope you're having a wonderful day. On this video tutorial, I'm going to show you guys a bunch of seashells that I have already decoupaged just to get your mind rolling, give you some ideas. We're going to actually do it. It's super easy to gild seashells. I mean, really, it's super easy to gild just about anything. And it should be really fun. So as you're hopping on, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Feel free to sprinkle, all that good stuff. Okay, let's start with the seashells. I am always on the alert for seashells. When we're at the beach, I'm looking for seashells. If there's a shop nearby the beach, I am maybe buying some seashells. When I'm at garage sales and thrift stores, I'm looking for seashells. And most recently, when I was at Walmart in the craft department, I bought this big container full of some beautiful seashells for $10. So I'm always on the lookout. I don't know where you've picked up your seashells or where they're available for you, but I'm just always on the lookout. So I want to show you a few just to give you some ideas, and then we'll actually jump in. Okay, this is just a scallop shell that I've just painted the special glue, which is called Size, on here, and then laid a leaf of gold on it, and then you brush it off. I'll show you that. These are a bunch of things that I both decoupaged and gilded. I mean, you really get a fabulous look. Here's an oyster shell that I decoupaged with a paper napkin and gilded. This one, I think right here is my favorite. I love this napkin, and I love this shell, and I love the gilding. And these make a great little dish to set somewhere where you could put your rings or coins or even your car keys. I also love this little one. Aren't those cute? So those are a few that I wanted to show you. And then I always bring this little basket full of seashells out from underneath the cabinet each spring to have sitting on my bookshelves from spring to summer. And I usually don't even take it apart. So I'm going to actually pull a few things out just to show you the ones that I have gilded. Okay, did you know that you can gild starfish? This is an actual one from probably 15 years ago. I spray painted it silver, and then I gilded the little bumps right there. Let's see, I thought there was another one in here that had that, maybe not. This is an actual sand dollar that I've had for 15 years at least, and I gilded it. Here is another shell, a big scallop shell, I believe is what this is. And I gilded this one with silver and gold. So, if I would wander around in my house right now, I would find a lot more things that have been gilded. But I just love seashells. I love the way they look, and I love the naturalness to them. And if you can add a little gold or silver, a little bling to it, I think they're fabulous. So I'm going to put that away in a bit. Okay, so what's the process? Well, the process is the first step is you put some glue on the areas where you want it to be gilded. This is the special glue. You cannot use Eileen's tacky glue or Elmer's glue or hot glue or super glue or E6000 glue or any other kind of glue. You need a gilding size. And that is spelled S-I-Z-E. And it's just this, one of these containers lasts forever also. It's just this milky, real thin special glue for gilding. And basically what you're gonna do, let's see, which one do we wanna do? Let's do one of these. I'm gonna show you the things that came from Walmart in here in just a second. So we'll do one of these. This was one of the things that came. And let's do the front of it, actually, and let's do it around the edge. So I need a brush of some sort. Doesn't have to be fancy. And I'm basically just gonna dip my brush into my size, and then I'm gonna tap off a little bit. And hopefully you guys can see. I'm gonna apply it around this edge. And it's gonna go on kind of milky, and then as it comes to tack, that's the special word, it's a technical term, that means that your glue, your size, is the right amount of stickiness for a leaf to be able to stick on it. But as it comes to tack, it is gonna turn, it's not gonna be white anymore, because you can see it right now, it's white. It's gonna turn almost a shiny, it looks like a gasoline spill, or like an opalescent kind of look to it. It's really, really interesting. And then you apply your gold leaf, which I'll show you that step, and then you brush off the excess with a stiff brush. And that's it, that's all there is to it. I mean, it's so easy. And you can gild a whole bunch of different things. In fact, I'm just looking over here, and I'm gonna show you this beautiful box that I gilded. But I've gilded ring dishes, I've gilded a lot of crosses, like this one. That's hot glue with gold leaf. It's a little bit addicting, to be completely honest with you. And when I first learned how to gild, my husband was like, could you please not get that gold sparkly stuff all over? Because it does tend to go everywhere. So don't have your fan on when you're doing it. Okay, so this is it. I'm gonna set it aside. It usually takes around 10 to 15 minutes for your glue to come to the right tackiness. So this was just a canvas that I applied some hot glue globs to. And then when it was dry, I put that size on it. And then the next step, which was the gilding the leaf. Okay. So I have a few that I'm working on right now. But let's do another. Let's do, just looking, let me show you what came in this bag from Walmart. I thought it was a fabulous deal. There were 4, there's one over there, of these beautiful, large seashells. And I know not everyone is gonna be the same, but just to give you an idea what you can get for $10 at Walmart. This beautiful shell, 3 of this kind of a shell. And maybe we'll do, let's do the big one. Okay, and then there were a few of these. I think there were 4. There were a bunch of these just little, I don't even know what those are, clamshells. There was a variety of different sizes of scallop shells. There were some of these, which I believe is what they used to make buttons, the mother of pearl buttons out of, you know, a century ago. And then this had some clean oysters. It had 1, 2, 3. It had 6 oysters, and I love these for ring dishes. So, you can do a lot of things. And later this summer we will do a whole thing on oyster shells, because the symbolism for it is so beautiful. Did you guys know that what creates a pearl is a little grain of sand that gets inside of a scallop. And it just bothers that scallop. And so to protect itself, it builds up layer after layer after layer of the pearl on the outside of the grain of sand. And the analogy, when I've done this twice before, when I've talked about this, is that God uses some of those irritations, the problems and things that we have, to build something beautiful in us too. Just like the scallop shell that had a grain of sand in it and it built a pearl. We are the same. Anyways, okay. Let me grab one more brush. And we'll do this. And then I have some that are about ready to come to tack. And we'll, I'll show you how to apply the gold leaf. And I'll also show you what I like to do with my leftovers. I have been gilding anything that I possibly can for about 3.5 years maybe. And it seriously is so much fun. And just in case you're thinking, ooh, gold leaf, it must be really expensive. It's what we're using is not real gold leaf, but it looks like it. It's beautiful, but it's imitation, and we're also going to use some silver leaf, and so it's not crazy expensive. Like if you were going to buy a book of actual gold leaf. Okay, so I just applied my size. I don't know if you'll be able to see on the inside lip right here. Okay. And like I said, this is the special glue, and I will get links for everybody at the very end if you want to go look. This is, I don't know, $9 or $10, and it lasts forever. And then we're going to be using some of these books of silver leaf and gold leaf, okay? And how these come, and they're inexpensive too. They're, I don't even remember, $12 or something for 25 sheets. $12, $13, something like that. Or maybe less. Okay, so a book of leaf comes like this. It's going to have this orange tissue paper on it, and it's going to have, in between the pieces of tissue paper, it's going to have 25 sheets of leaf. And if you have any of that special glue that got on your hands, then this is going to stick to your hands. And you'll be able to get it off, but it's a waste, I think. So this is, if you just fold the top sheet of your orange tissue paper over, then you can hold onto your piece of leaf like this, and you can actually push it down on the other side. And I'll show you that in just a second. So this is where you don't want to have your fan going or be outside on a windy day. Sometimes I like to cut my books in long strips, and that's what I've done with this one. So it's not as wide. And, but it's the same deal. Let me get to a piece of leaf. If you fold it over, this one's a little, it's been crunched a little bit, but that's okay. Then you would lay that on your project and rub it, and you can pull these pieces of tissue paper off and use that to buff it. So hopefully this is all making sense and getting you guys excited. I mean, it really is. It is so amazing. Okay, but it is super messy. So whenever I am working with gold leaf, I try to do it on a tray of some sort. This is just a simple tray. I think my mother-in-law gave this to me many, many years ago. It's nothing fancy. And we're going to need some cruddy brushes. And I'm going to be doing my projects right here, so what is left over I can keep. And then all the little bits, I'll go out into my yard and just blow it and it will be gone. And then take a wet paper towel, and then you don't have little bits of gold everywhere. Okay, so what do you do with the little bits that are left over? Well, I am frugal, and I'm sure you guys know that if you've been watching this page at all. I am frugal, so I save it. I mean, it's not valuable, but I save it. And I have a whole container filled with bits and pieces of leaf. And sometimes it's fun to mix it up and just grab a pinch of the different colors and use that on a project. So I have enough here for probably 25 projects. Okay, so let's start with this. This is a clamshell that I put the size on before I came live. And I hope you can kind of see how it's turned an opalescent color. It's not white and milky anymore. Let me scooch my camera back a little bit. Oops, so sorry. This is when I really wish that I had a professional here helping me. Okay, so I'm going to take my book. Let's use gold on this one. And I've got it folded over so I can hold it. And I'm just going to lay it on top of my oyster. And I'm pressing it down. I'm pushing the leaf into this oyster. And this is what it's going to look like initially. Okay? Then what I like to do is I just like to take the top little piece of this orange tissue paper and just start going around the edge of my project. I'm sorry I'm talking so slowly. I'm thinking as I'm going along. You will have a little bit of leaf that is stuck to something that you didn't even put down like I have right here. It's okay. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to collect these big pieces of leaf, and then I'll show you how we're going to burnish it. And the easiest thing to do is just to scoop it up, I think, with the edge of your book. The outside of the container that the gold leaf comes in. Okay, let's put this back on here. All right, and then I'm just going to take a Hiedi brush and I'm going to start going over it to get the bits to come off that are on where they aren't supposed to be. And if you missed a whole section, no worries. You can let this dry, and then you can come back and add some more size, and then redo it. Okay, this is a little bit stiffer, so I'm going to use this on my edges. This is a Dollar Tree brush. It's great for this kind of a project. Okay, I know somebody is going to ask me, can you use it on dishes and is it food safe? No. Yes, you can use it on dishes that are for display, and that might very lightly get cleaned with a little warm water and a sponge, but it's not food safe. It's probably not going to hurt you, but it's not designed for that, and it's not going to hold up well to being submerged or put in the dishwasher. But look how pretty that is. Now I could put a ring in here, and if there's any areas that I missed, I can come back and add something to it. And I just love the way oysters look. Okay, this is another one. This is one of those beautiful shells that I did. And let's do silver. What the heck? I only did the inside of this lip. Did I do this while I was live? I don't think I did. it's tacky. Okay, so. Okay, I got most of the big stuff off. I'm going to scoop it up and put it in my little box. Oh, and I want to show you this box over here. This was, oh, it was a beautiful project. I think it was one of my Christ and Craftings. And it was a box from Target that was, I don't know, $4 or $5, a plain wood box. I painted the inside of it. And then I decoupaged, or not decoupaged, I gilded the whole entire outside of it. And then I made a top knob out of a geode that we had here. Look at this. Is that beautiful or what? And I just have note cards in there for writing down Bible verses that you want to learn, or just, I mean, anything you want. So, isn't that pretty? And this is the same kind of gilding. And then I just used E6000 to attach this to the top. But that's one of my favorite pieces. Whoops. Also, these are awesome. These are that hot glue thing again, just on some little Dollar Tree wooden cross things. So, there's so many possibilities. Okay, let's get the excess off. And this is going to be very subtle because I just did a very thin line. And I can see some places that I'd like to come back and add a little bit more. I will get good photos when I'm finished because it's super hard with the glare to see. Can you see this just rim of gold leaf? And I think these are pretty when you do them like this and you sit them, you know, in a display or on a shelf or something with this part open. Okay, so we got those two. This was just one of those little, I'm not sure even what this animal would be that was inside of this, but it's what they made buttons out of. And I put a teeny amount of size on it before I came live. So let's just grab a little piece of leaf, because I'm not going to use a whole book, a whole page from a book. So as soon as your glue has come to tap, then you put your gold leaf on, and then you use something to burnish it and to get the excess pieces off. This is pretty, actually. It could be, I mean, we could put it on, there's a lot of things we could do, but my mind is running because the inside of this is so beautiful with that mother of pearl. Okay, you are not going to be able to see how pretty this is, I don't think. Let me try turning off my ring light here for a second and see if you can see better. Can you see that? Here's the oyster, and here's this beautiful shell that has the line of silver. You could do the whole entire seashell if you wanted. Okay, and I have two more to do. So this one I applied pretty thick, and can you see those spots where it's white? It has not come to tack. And the leaf, I put it on pretty thick in those spots. The leaf is not going to stick well to that. So we're going to let this one sit for just a moment. Let's do this one, because this one looks good. Let's do gold. And I'm just going to do like half of a piece of gold leaf. So I'm going to fold my book like this, and I'm going to hold it like this. And I'm basically just going to push that piece into the gilding, into the size, sorry. The vocabulary is tricky. Oh, this is very pretty. So I would, for your decor, I think these look good in a display where there are just a few. I wouldn't gild every single seashell. Sometimes if you notice that your gold leaf is not really sticking, you can kind of push it into the glue, the size. Anyways, I think just a few little pops of this in an arrangement are much prettier than doing a whole entire arrangement of gilded seashells. This is lovely. So I would set this like this, and as you were looking down into it, you would be able to see that row of gold leaf, very similar to this one that has a silver leaf. So, okay, let's see. Is this puppy? Let me clean up my big pieces. If you were doing a big project, you could just empty your, wherever you have your pieces saved, like this. You could just put some of that right on your project and go right from there. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of a napkin on this spot where it's still really white, because what happened there is I just put my size on so thick. Okay, in most of the other places, can you see how now it just looks shiny, almost a little bit opalescent? Let's do silver. And here's a piece that's not a whole piece that we'll use. So if you joined us late, we are doing gilding, silver and gold leaf on seashells. And this is really fun and really easy to do. It's not real gold or real silver, just in case you're thinking, ooh, I don't have the money to do that. It's not expensive, and I just think it's really fun. And when I'm all finished, I'll get links if anyone wants to go look. I'll give you a link to the website where you can purchase this stuff. And I mean, the leaf stuff is, I wish I could remember exactly. It's around $12 or something. The glue was around $10, and it lasts forever. That's what I was telling everybody. So just say link if you want to just go look. You, of course, don't have to buy, but if you're curious, they do have some other colors too. So if you're just curious to look, just let me know and I'll get you a link. So now I'm just getting the big pieces off. This brush from Dollar Tree is really working the best. Isn't that pretty? I think it would be so lovely in an arrangement where there were 2 or 3 pieces, oh gosh, of something that had been gilded. Not a whole basket full of all gilded seashells. I don't even want to save this, but I don't want it flying all over the place. So let me just get it put back in here. And then I'll show you some pieces in case you hopped on late. But you could go back and watch this on replay if you would like at any point. So this is what we used. Gold leaf, silver leaf, and the special glue, which is called size. This is what you absolutely have to do gold or silver leafing, to do gilding. No other glue is going to work like that. It is a little messy, I will say that. Okay, so here is an arrangement that I have had sitting. I put it away and then I pull it out every year. It's a whole bunch of seashells and different things that I've collected from different places. And this is an actual starfish. It's 15 or 20 years old. I spray painted it silver and then I gold leafed the little bits. Here's an actual sand dollar from 15 or 20 years ago that has gold leafing on it. And here's a gigantic scallop that has gold and silver leafing on it. And all the rest of my seashells in here are regular. They're not gilded. And I will have to refluff it, but anyways. So you get the idea that you can just add a little pop here and there. And then the other ones I wanted to show you are this. I gilded this a few years ago. This might have been something I did the first year. And you could glue with some E6000, some little pearls on that, and it could just sit on your table. I did make a salt and pepper cellar. They're out in my dining room. I forgot to grab those. I'll get a picture of them. You know, where you just put salt and pepper and then people can take a pinch, or you can use one of those teeny tiny little spoons. This is one that I gilded and I decoupaged it. Same with this one. I just think this is a pretty, right here, combination. I usually have that sitting out for summer. And then these are a variety of different, this is a really pretty one, oyster shells. Here's a big old, I think it's a clam shell. Here's another scallop that has silver leaf and then a decoupage napkin. The leaf is flying everywhere. Here's another one that has a pretty napkin. I still have these napkins, love those. And then this is another pretty one. And I've made 100 other things. I've made ring dishes. I showed you the box. There's just 101 different things that you can do with gilding. Oh, like these. I've made lots of these, and I've made lots of these gilded hot glue crosses. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Sharon says she loves the basket of shells and how wonderful it would be to live by the sea. Okay, I'm in the Atlanta, Georgia area, so I'm not actually by the sea. Although we did more when our kids were younger. We do go to the beach occasionally, but you can get seashells, oh my gosh, you can get seashells everywhere. And it might be November, and I might be going into my Goodwill, and I might find a basket of beautiful seashells for $3 or $4. So just always be on the lookout for them. They're not something that you have to that you have to live at the seashell to collect. Okay, and then the last thing is, there's absolutely nothing you need to do to treat this. You don't need to spray it with anything, you don't need to coat it with anything, you don't need to paint it with anything, nothing. It's good to go. It's, it's probably food safe, but you're not gonna put this on dishes that you would put a wet or a hot food on. And it's more decorative. And if I needed to clean this up, it is a little dusty, this arrangement, then I could use a damp paper towel, but I wouldn't throw this into a sink of hot soapy water, because it's just not gonna look good if you did something like that. So it's really just for decoration, for fun, and not to make a set of dishes that you're going to eat dinner off and want to put in the dishwasher. All right, well, I'm going to hop off now, and I will answer everybody who has a question. And if you want a link, I'm going to send you to the page, a direct link, so you don't have to hunt it down, because it's hard to find. Seriously. I'm going to send you to the page where you can look at you need a little bottle of size, and then whatever leafing you want, a direct link. So just say link, and I'll get you a link, and you can go take a peek. And if you want some, you can order some. If you don't, no worries. Okay, well, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Be looking for pictures here of the seashells that we did and some other things that I have. And then I will also post those here on DIY Dreaming. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys later.